Welcome to the Gamer Stand. I'm your host, Jeremy Evans, and we are your bi-weekly podcast and the most popular podcast in Oklahoma City and Oklahoma in general. With me is the Power Stone, John Stone.
What up?
How you doing, Stone?
I'm good, man.
Man, so Rocket League. For the listeners, it's probably been like a couple days ago right now, but
yeah,
I'm blaming you because I've been trying to take a break from it, and then you want to play now, and then Nam Tran, and then John Robles jumps in, and our other friend Brienne it's crazy. That's like just a crazy game.
It's a lot of fun though, because I stopped playing Rocket League forever ago, right? Because it's fun, but it's more fun when you're playing with friends.
Yeah, you gotta have a crew,
right?
And not a crew you find. Like, you got to have friends that you know. So
right,
you guys can work on that teamwork.
And so, because I'm trying to start streaming more often now, and I've kind of got a schedule worked out, when I'm streaming, I want to do something where I'm, playing with friends or something like that, because I think that makes the stream more entertaining. So, yeah, Rocket League... with you guys, it's been interesting, that's for sure.
You learn a lot too, because like I will watch Nam and John, and I will look at them. Like, I guess since most of the matches we play, I've been playing goalie, so I've been learning a lot how to like know when to go in and hit the ball at the right time. So I did a lot of epic saves and whatnot. I think John Robles was getting mad at me, but we have a really great episode for you. First up, we're going to be talking about Summer Madness, a situation that's set up by HXC Gaming. They are basically our esports of Oklahoma, run by Ricky McNeil. And so, but before we even go further, I want to introduce our guests. Daniel Philpott couldn't be here. Sprint had to take him away from us for this episode, but we got someone that's like, the queen of like social media gaming, and she like, she games it up. Like, she puts me like to shame. I went to her place like a couple weeks ago to go see Brandon Hanna. He is Travis Hanna's older brother. And, Travis, he's been on the show a couple of times. And, when I walk in, it looks like, a winter wonderland of gaming when I go in there. Because, like, she has, like, every strategy guide to every game that she has.
Oh, wow.
In her collection. And then the other side, well, if you're an anime person, she's an anime person too. And then she has a very nice setup computer and everything like that. And then right in front of her TV, like every console you can think of is on there. Except I don't think I saw Xbox One. You do have it. Okay. And so I guess I couldn't see. I couldn't see. Maybe it was at the very bottom, because like at the top I saw like the Switch, and then I thought the Switch was at the top. I thought I saw the Wii U at the top.
No. So I have the Switch, just a DVD player, and then the Xbox is right next to that.
Okay. So it shows that I was not really paying attention. So
you were just so taken in with everything that you couldn't really focus on.
Right. Well, I was in that, and I was talking to Brandon about a project that he wants to do. So, okay. But this is Miss Cindy. How you doing, Cindy?
I'm good.
Welcome back. Man, we haven't seen you since our companion episode when we talked about our favorite, companions in gaming. So from, Fable to Zelda to a bunch of games, Castlevania. But I want to thank all the listeners for, sticking with us this year. A lot of transition, trying to build this studio that we're at right now. I built this from like, I don't want to say from the ground up, but, because there's already a ground. I just put stuff in on the ground,
Right.
But we're slowly working our way up. We're going to start streaming soon. I'm trying to aim for September, and Miss Cindy will be joining me on a couple of those sessions. And then I have some other people. Stone, he'll be coming through.
Yeah,
there'll be some, there's some fighting games coming out. I need to train. We need to try Street Fighter 5 and kind of get back into that so we could try to do the tournament.
Yeah,
and, get our butt whooped. I just want to see how far we can get.
Do you have it?
I do.
Okay, because I know my brother still has my copy.
Yeah.
I definitely do need to try.
And I do have a second controller, so that's not an issue now, so you don't have to bring one over here. Because, those things cost like more in the game.
Before?
Yeah.
Well, it kind of was, actually.
Yeah.
for most.
We ain't balling like Cindy.
See, here's the thing.
I only got 5.
You don't need another controller for Fallout. But like for most PS4 owners, once they get the PlayStation and the controller, the second controller isn't really necessary because majority of the time they're playing on their own anyway, or they're playing with friends online until it's like, for instance, I got Street Fighter 5, man, come over, we'll play. Oh, okay. Well, bring your controller because
bring your console now. It's like bring your console, like back in the old days. Bring your console over.
Yeah, you
have your own TV. I have my own TV.
I've had this game and this console for a year and a half now, and I haven't once thought I need to buy another controller.
Right.
Come prepared. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, but sometimes you never know though, because with the way they're making games now, a lot of them are couch co-op like we were used to.
Right.
So you really would end up having to, okay, man, I'll be over. I got to pack up my PlayStation. I'll be over in like 20 minutes.
Because PS2 days when me and Mike were playing Monster Hunter, I would have to pack up my PlayStation and bring it so we could, because he had a TV, he had two TVs in his room. And then I would set my PlayStation
Baller status.
I know, back then, yeah.
Yeah, I would set my PlayStation up, and we would both go online and play Monster Hunter. That's how we had to do it back in the day, because we didn't have the convenience of a 3DS that could just do all that for us.
But for the listeners, if you're listening to this, hopefully you're a gamer, and if this is your first time and you want to spread the word, the love of Oklahoma's gaming podcast, you can always go to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, just type in the Gamer Stand, you'll find us. If you have anything else, got questions you want to tell us, we would love to see some reviews. Go in there, rate our stuff on iTunes, follow us on Podbean, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Twitch. Cindy, go ahead and do your little plugs, because when we start this show, like our main stuff, we ain't stopping. So, you do a Twitch, you do Twitching yourself. What do you let people know where they can find you?
Twitter, Facebook. I do the live streaming to both Twitch and YouTube simultaneously. So.
What's your name?
For the purposes of that, I do Asian Gamer Girl.
Okay.
So AGG Gaming on Facebook.
We'll have a link on our page for her. So. What games are you playing now on there, though?
As far as streaming goes, I'm restarted streaming Witcher.
Okay, Witcher 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because, with all the DLC, which I haven't even played yet, so when I do get to that in the streaming, it's going to be completely, blind run through, so.
That's the best experience. That's the best experience, because, like, you get those people, like, that already played and like, ooh, she has no idea what's coming up next.
Yeah.
So, because I think... Oh, go ahead.
And it's fair. I mean, I've seen pieces... But, I don't know at what point they are in the game. I just know, this was the, whatever quest from Blood and Wine. Okay, great. But that doesn't tell me shit.
Right. Exactly.
I don't know, because I've not played it, so I can't say.
Stone, you never got a chance to touch Witcher 3 or any of the series, huh?
I played Witcher 2 on PC.
Okay.
But, yeah, I wanted to play Witcher 3, but every single person that I would mention playing Witcher 3, they were like... Yeah, finish everything else you've got, because
first.
When you start Witcher 3, you won't have any time to do anything else.
I'd agree with that, because it takes a long time.
Yeah. See, and that's
how I feel about it's going to be when I start playing Breath of the Wild. I think that's going to be a game that's going to take.
Yeah. See, it's why it's like all the small stuff, just get it out of the way. And what really sucks is like anytime I'm like, okay, I'm going to go get Witcher 3, finally. Like another big game is coming out.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. Well, put it. We'll get there eventually.
Put it aside.
By the time I actually play it, it's going to be like a $25 game. So.
I think it's $25 already.
I was gonna say,
Is it?
last time I was at work, I think it was close to that by now.
The game is that game is like it's about over 5 years old now.
That's the
been out for a while.
okay. So saying $25, that's probably gonna be the base game. They did release the complete edition that has all the DLC.
Yeah.
So that one's probably still going to be, $40 or whatever.
Right.
But it's a lot of DLC.
Yeah.
16 pieces, 2 DLCs, the Blood and Wine and Hearts of Stone, and then the Armor DLCs that you got originally.
That's intense.
Okay. Whew. HXC Gaming Tournament Summer Madness. This was the event that happened on August 19th, and the Gamer Stand decided to go take a visit to Ricky McNeil to see this world that he was, talking about in our show when we did our interview with him. Definitely check that out. He's a really cool guy, big fella, and I don't mean his size. I'm talking about he's like a big deal fella.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he's one of those people. Like if you don't know who he is, I'm gonna need you to get your stuff situated. I mean, even when we were in here earlier, Cindy was talking about like, oh yeah, I know him. I was there when he was in his prime, and he's getting better. And so, because I guess like Cindy, he set up some stuff for you, or some events for like not for you strictly, but for your friends and stuff, and even your friends help him set up some stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so this event happened at the Crown Plaza down on Northwest Expressway, I believe, right over there for people like the Beverly's and Integra's Hotel.
Yep.
I mean, not hotel, hospital.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
That's a really weird way to
no.
put hospital.
Well, basically, it could be a hotel and a hospital, right? I mean, they're chilling there for the time being. It's free.
Yeah, it's a hotel for sickly people.
There you go. Roll with that. But in that tournament, they had a lot of games to play. Of course, Smash Bros. Was there. Tekken 7 was there. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was there. Injustice 2. I didn't see Mortal Kombat.
I didn't see Mortal Kombat there.
Yeah, I didn't see 10 there.
And then obviously the big one was Street Fighter 5.
And then Guilty Gear was there too.
There was Guilty Gear.
And the room itself wasn't like entirely big. I mean, but there was a lot of people still in there. It was pretty packed.
Yeah, it was pretty.
We have a video of it that I'll be happy to show. I'll post it on there at the on our page so people can kind of see what they're into. Apparently, like he does cater to about around 100 to 400 people.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
Because he was in Dallas a couple weeks ago showing that, doing an event there and everything like that. And so, but I went in there earlier. Stone was getting out of a movie. He went to go see The Bodyguard with Ronald Reynolds and Samuel Jackson with his chick.
Bodyguard. Definitely go check that movie out.
And while I was in there, I kind of did my, exploring. They had set up for Smash Bros. Wii U, but they all had Smash Bros. For Melee. And then on one side, and then on completely on the other side was more of your hardcore tournaments. I'm not saying Smash Bros. Is not hardcore, but that is more of, to me, it's still more of a party game,
right,
compared to the other ones. And
well, it's because the difference with Smash Bros. is multiple people playing on one platform.
Yeah.
Where on the other side, it's one-on-one.
Right.
And
so
it's a little more personal.
Right. And then on the other side, we had the hardcore tournaments and stuff. And Nintendo was there. They had a little Nintendo booth. VR Gaming was there. There are a gaming store that helps repair consoles and stuff. They're down there on the south side of Oklahoma City.
Oh.
And then there was a couple of other groups of people from Tulsa there. There was one called, I forgot what their name was, like Game Over something. You know what I'm talking about, Stone. He's the one that gave us the pamphlet after I did my speech. They were they have an event that's happening at Tulsa. It's by them. It comes off the Game Over something. And so, but people go there and registered. I think it came around like $10 to register and everything like that. And then one event that happened was, I guess, like, you'll have your finals and everything, but one event happened where I guess there were some people from Arkansas that contribute into this tournament.
Oh, okay.
And so what they did was they got the best 5 of Oklahoma and best 5 of Arkansas compete to see who's the best in that room. And they did Street Fighter 5.
Yep.
And so Arkansas won, sadly enough. But I mean, like I said in our speech when I went up there to do my speech, when you're from Arkansas, I mean, there's really nothing to do. So you got to be a good something there, right?
Right.
And so
shout out to Arkansas.
Right, Little Rock. And then after all that, they'll do the grand tournament, and like they did for Arkansas, Oklahoma, on this little stage. And so, but
it was crowded.
It was crowded. So, like, Stone, give me your overall thoughts of just how you felt in there.
Honestly, it was actually really cool because it's just a room full of gamers, right? Doing the one thing that we all love collectively as a group. It didn't matter what the game was. I mean, we're all gamers there, and it's just everybody having a really good time. And the Street Fighter 5 tournament that they had going. I mean, the idea that it was Arkansas versus Oklahoma, like, that was kind of cool. I didn't think about that going in. I just thought it was just a bunch of people, competing in this tournament. That was it. But no, there were high stakes involved too now, where it's. It's almost bragging rights for the states. And Arkansas did win. And apparently it was a pretty brutal beatdown. I think they ended up winning, 5-1?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty one-sided.
I know, we did not have a chance at all.
Yeah, it was
Everybody
brutal.
was playing as Balrog. It was insane.
Yeah.
Everybody.
See, I haven't, and this is why I need to get back on Street Fighter V. Is I haven't played Street Fighter V since they released Alex.
Okay.
So yeah, I've missed out on a lot. But the overall experience was a lot of fun. It'd be really cool to go to another one of those events for sure. Maybe not get into like the tournament, but actually sit down and play some of these games with
and interview some of the fighters on
absolutely.
there, do commentary, which Ricky wants to try to help us set up and everything like that.
Yeah, like if we could get a table in there, and we have a commentary, and then we talk with the people that either get knocked out of the tournament, and then eventually talk to the finalists and stuff like that. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, but some of the things that I noticed in there, hopefully. Maybe I don't know if this was just this circumstance, but like maybe in different tournaments it might happen like this. But one of the things that was a little disappointing was, on that stage, it was hard to see it because they did this tournament on a smaller TV,
Right.
and it was like a monitor little screen, and and we mentioned earlier that I don't know. Yeah, we want to mention earlier, but a projector would have been a little bit better in that situation, prompted right on that big wall. That wall is huge. It can put a pretty giant screen on there for that tournament for them to fight. On that screen, everybody's crowding around, and, us short people, I think we're all pretty short compared to the people in there. And, it was really hard to see what was going on. And Sandy, just to give you an idea, their screen was smaller than the TV you're looking at right now.
I mean, and you can kind of see it too, like when the camera panned to the left a little, you could see the TV. I mean, it's right there.
Oh, yeah. Wow, really?
Yeah, it was really small. But
so it was really hard to see. And especially on the other side, there's another TV where they were doing the doubles for Smash Brothers. Mm-hmm. And so, when you get a lot of people crowded around there, it's really hard to see what's going on. So I recommend for their future one, if they haven't done it, and this is just the one time, a projector would be just a little bit, better to me. And then another thing I noticed is Nintendo had a little setup there. I guess the lady there had to choose between this or GameStop, and Ricky begged her. Well, I don't want to say beg. He convinced her to come over here. So Stone and I decided to go over there, and we decided to play ARMS for the first time.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm not blaming the game. I am blaming the controllers, and not because I got my butt whooped. The controllers were not synced very well, and Stone can vouch for that. Because we tried to move our characters around, it wasn't working for us.
It was a little tricky, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Stone beat me. He beat me, but it wasn't. It was more of I didn't really have a good chance because I barely moved. I can only swing stuff. Stone was the same thing. I think we move an inch a couple times, but we were just really just swinging.
Right. It seemed like once the character moved a little bit, then you had a window of being able to move, and then it just kind of stopped, and then you were like, if the minute you started swinging, your mobility stopped.
Right. And I think it was just because it wasn't syncing that much.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, and I don't know how many people came across and everything like that. At first, I guess we were in the wrong spots. I guess you were player 2, so I had to go to the... No, you were player 1, I was player 2, so we had to switch around. We're like, okay, that fixes everything. No.
Right.
No. But the game is fun. I actually like the game. I don't know if that's going to be a game I would stay on. I probably would do Splatoon 2 a bit more because, that's more of getting a group together.
Right.
But, Cindy, have you ever, been in a tournament at all? Or been in one of these tournament events and just kind of observed what's going on? Or?
As far as competing in one, no, I've never done one.
Okay.
Seen them, heard about them, but I don't think I've even just hung around and lurked at one either.
Okay.
I mean, GameStop has done per store. Sometimes they'll do something a little, quote unquote tournament or whatever occasionally for whatever reason for midnight releases for new games or whatever.
Okay.
But that's the extent of it, really, though.
Do you play a lot of fighting games or competition kind of games in general?
No, not really. I usually stick with the RPGs and stuff like
that. Okay. Are you a fan of I don't know, if there was a Mario Kart tournament, would that be something up your alley?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I mean, especially having the Switch and the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe edition, having all the extra stuff.
Right.
Oh,
bring your own kit.
Yeah.
rock that stuff. Yeah, yeah. I actually want a Mario Kart tournament. I told Ricky I would like to see that because that would be a tournament where anything can go, and I think it'd be so exciting to watch. Like you could be skilled, but anything could still happen, and so.
Well, not only that, but for a lot of people, Mario Kart is that game that brings up that nostalgia from back in the day. Played it. Me and my friends played it on N64. N64 when they came over, we'd play Mario Kart, and like that would just be like a trip back in time, I suppose.
Right. And like for Stone, I told him when he came in there, I was like, they had Street Fighter Third Strike, but like 4 was nowhere to be found in there. And like it was quite surprising because I thought maybe 4 was that popular for that would keep that going. But I guess like 5 is the new 4, and 3 is the 2. You know what I mean? Like Street Fighter 2.
Right.
And then like we saw Tekken for a second. I guess I missed the Tekken tournament. I kind of wanted to see the Tekken 7 tournament just to see like the gameplay. Like they had like two little screens playing it, but I wanted to see like the tournament, like the finals for that. Maybe I missed it. Maybe it was a little bit later because we were there for about a good hour and a half.
Yeah.
And so, but with that, I recommend going into these tournaments. There'll be a bunch more. If you want to get a hold of Ricky or the HXC Gaming, just definitely visit their website, visit their Facebook page. They're mostly on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. He goes by the name of also Timmy Scorcher, so definitely reach out to him. And if you're a fighting person or you just want to meet more gamers and meet the the community. The community exists here. We just need to scream a little bit louder. And so
and it's not just fighting games either. He's also working on sports games like 2K and Madden and stuff like that. So I mean, if you're a big sports person, keep your eyes out. Go follow him on Facebook and stuff like that, and definitely check it out because that stuff's coming too. So
okay, we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna get to the main hit, the event that happened by the time you listen to this last week, and that was Gamescom 2017. We'll be right back. Hi, my name is Jeremy Evans, the host of the Gamers Den podcast, and I want to thank you so much for listening to this episode on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube. If you enjoyed our show, please subscribe so you can be up to date when our shows premiere. And if you already done that, go ahead and leave a review telling us what your thoughts about and how much you enjoyed the show. With all that, thank you so much. Welcome back to the Gamers Den. I'm your host, Jeremy Evans, and with me, the Power Stone John Stone.
Yo.
And our special guest, Miss Cindy.
What up?
The queen of gaming knowledge.
So I got a question real quick.
I try.
Like, when he says you have all, like, the guidebooks, I mean, do you, like, one, and this is a rough, you can estimate, you don't have to, like, give me an exact number, but how many games do you own that you actually have all the guidebooks for?
Oh, shit.
You ever been in a library, Stone?
It's not quite that.
Not recently.
No.
Like, if you had to give just a number.
40.
Oh, wow. Because, I mean, I still have some of the guidebooks from, like, I still have the guidebook for Ocarina of Time.
Mm-hmm.
I've still got that one. I have, I think, the Halo.
Wait, why do you don't
2 or
need a
3.
guidebook for it?
No, it's for like it was for the campaign mostly. It's for all the hidden stuff.
Well,
ooh, Cindy calling you out. She said, "Why do you need a strategy guide to learn how to
Well,
shoot
you don't obviously
shoot
you don't
a gun?"
Need it, you obviously don't need it for but like this guidebook is, I would say, a good. I mean, it's thick, and when as far as like the multiplayer, it tells you where all the weapons spawn. Which, I mean, once you play a level long enough,
that's
you
basically
know
what
it,
strategy guides are for. It's for back in the day
yeah.
when you didn't have internet to tell you where all the secrets were.
Exactly.
That's basically what strategy guides for.
But they still put strategy guides out.
they do.
But now they're becoming more like collectors kind of style. Like the first thing that popped out at your place, of course, is the Kingdom Hearts. That
Which
book
one?
is so big and it's so nice to look at.
Which one?
2.
Because
Yeah,
when
too.
Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, the only reason I pre-ordered it was so I could get that strategy guide.
Because
Because that
now
strategy guide is awesome.
Because like I don't know if that book particularly, but like most RPG books, like the first part of the book is all artwork, and
Yeah.
then the second half is the strategy game. So it's more of a collector's item.
Right.
Like I want it for Xenoblade Chronicle X.
I think
The
the only-
biggest that book is huge, but it has a
Yeah.
lot of awesome artwork. In
I
it.
think honestly one of the most legit strategy guides for any game right now would be Pokemon. And I almost feel like you have to have one because
Okay.
there's like a billion
Okay,
Pokemon.
okay.
Okay, so which one?
Well,
there has to be an encyclopedia
I mean, 'cause,
Pokemon
like,
book.
You know,
There
I-
is one, actually.
I
There's
still
a-
have
not
some of the
surprised.
guidebooks from Pokemon Red, Blue.
well,
They're, you know, this thin.
yeah, the
And now they're thick.
they're like novelizations.
Yeah.
And the last one I want to say I was looking at was whatever, I think Sun and Moon might have been the last one I saw, or maybe it
Okay.
was Ruby and it was one of the duo ones. But I'm looking at this guidebook going, holy cow. And then you think, well, to be fair, you probably need it because, like I said, there's over 1 billion different Pokemon now.
Actually,
yeah.
a really good strategy guide was I used it, and it's funny because you're saying the shooter, but this was a shooter, but this was the exception because there were so many things in it. It's like, okay, my goal is I want to get that particular gun. That was Borderlands, because Borderlands had a lot of freaking guns.
I could see that for Borderlands, dude, because I don't necessarily. I mean, it's a shooter, yes, but it does have.
It has
some of
RPG
those,
elements,
yeah.
Right.
But that book had like the line of like, hey, here's your distributor, here's all the guns. Like, okay, I'm
I mean,
looking for that
that's,
gun. I'm
That's
not-
like saying like I'm pretty sure they don't make strategy guides for like Call of Duty or Battlefield. Well, they make it for Battlefield. I've not really seen one for Call of Duty though.
Nah, you're right.
Now, Call of Duty's, like, even in their campaign, it's like so straightforward
Yeah.
that you don't need a strategy. I mean, it literally walks you through the entire story.
Now, if somebody says, "Oh yeah, I got the strategy guide for Call of Duty or Battlefield," I'd probably stare at them like they grew a second head.
Right.
Right.
I mean, what is so
Man, we need
complex
to-
about either one of these games that you need a strategy guide
We
for?
need to do an episode just based on strategy guides.
Yeah.
Because then I can bring in some of the ones that I still have. I still have the original Monster Hunter strategy guide.
If this room I'm in was big enough, I was gonna have a coffee table with all strategy guys on there, just
Yeah.
just to have it. But Jeremy don't have room. I might have to get like a little magazine rack hanging.
Yeah,
on
there
the
you go.
wall,
Yeah.
you know.
Get Nintendo Power up there.
right.
Could do that.
And then like I want to say, what is the biggest book you have in your collection before we move on? Is it the Kingdom Hearts or
No,
what's it?
it's probably Watch Dogs.
Skyrim's got a big
Okay.
one now, too, though.
Either most like the first Watch Dogs, not even the second one, because the guide for this Watch Dogs 2 was much smaller than the first strategy guide for.
Okay.
But if it wasn't that, it would probably be with Kingdom Hearts 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
But, like,
'cause
I
these-
still have some of the strategy guides for like Parasite Eve from like PS1.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know Skyrim with all the
Yeah,
the remastered one with all the DLC in it. That guidebook is like it's ridiculous.
yeah.
It's so
The
dumb.
one thing disappointing at Cindy's place was I didn't get to see all the other consoles that
gotcha.
she has. Like I saw the Sega Genesis above it.
Oh, you're talking
and
about my retro stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like the only
But-
thing I saw was I think the 64 in the Sega Genesis, or was it only the Sega Genesis on top of the
Only the
strategy?
Sega Genesis
Okay,
on top.
so I didn't see the 64, and I didn't see the Saturn, and I didn't see the other ones. So I guess that's in the.
See, those only get like pulled out on those like, okay, hey, we got somebody coming over, or we're gonna play, whatever. Okay, well, we might pull out like the N64, play Mario Kart or
Okay.
Smash Brothers or something.
Okay.
But those only get pulled out when they're used.
Ah,
'Cause
okay.
I don't want them just
collecting dust.
yeah.
Right.
Because some of them are so finicky anymore. It's like especially like the NES, for example.
Are you gonna get an SNES Mini?
Yeah, I already have it pre-ordered.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I got one of the last ones my store had.
So you like the lineup they have for that console, or you think they should have been more?
I think there should have been more, but one of the only reasons why I'm getting it is for Star Fox 2,
Okay.
since it's previously
I
unreleased.
think it's everybody's hook is Star Fox 2. You definitely have to stream that if it's
Yeah,
possible.
I'd have to get a capture card, but
Yeah, if it's possible. Yeah.
You can.
well, yeah, because
well,
it's gonna be
a-
HDMI.
well, yeah.
Well, I
it
mean,
should be,
when
but-
she has a chance, if it's possible for her to get
Yeah.
a chance to. I know you're a busy person, with gaming and
I mean,
working.
I only work 7 days a week. I have plenty of time.
Ooh. I do too, but still, I got hobbies.
right. Yeah.
I got schedules. I swear, like when I play a game, it's like the minute I get a text, hey man, you want to go grab a drink? I'm like, I know this game ain't going anywhere.
But that drink sounds real good.
Yeah, it's like that's a moment that I probably can't get back. But this game ain't going nowhere. All right, man, I'll go.
I do the same thing.
Or even when I'm playing another game, like Stone will say, or Stone or Nom was like, hey man, we're gonna play Rocket League. We're gonna play this. Like, I really want to get through this RPG, but there could be some fun laughter in these moments. Okay, I'll go play for like 2 games. It's never 2 games.
It's
No,
never.
it's-
Yeah,
no,
it always
no.
ends up being like.
But I
What
have
was
to
it?
tell myself it's 2 games, Jeremy.
What was it the other night we were playing and it was like, all right, this is the last game, we're done, and then we get beaten. We're like, okay, we can't leave until we win. Okay, well now we've just like set our schedule to potentially be like 20 games until we get a win.
We
Yeah.
started like at 9 and stopped till like 1 o'clock in the morning. I hate you guys with the passion. But
Well worth it.
Gamescom 2017, you know how that is. It's Europe's E3 basically, or more of they get everything that we hear about E3 over there, so they don't feel like,
Left out.
there you go. That's
Right.
where, with some few surprise moments and stuff. The one difference is, like, we get the announcements here, but they get like more gameplay footage.
Sure.
And so hey, months pass, we got a little footage we can show you. And so, or you get more of stuff like if it's more European developers, they might get like, you might of course get more, first premieres and stuff like that. And, Xbox, Sony, Nintendo, a lot of third-party developers were there, of course. And the difference is E3 this year was the first time to the public, but in Europe, that's the norm.
Right.
Yeah, then, that's normal. They do that. And, if you know how gamers are, it can smell really bad in there because, gamers don't believe in odor. That's the one thing about the Summer Madness. It's like Ricky was talking about. I was like, God, people need to learn to wear deodorant.
Or shower.
Yeah.
Or or-
something. Something. And so, and it's funny because he said he wants to get, he wanted Old Spice distributor there.
Yeah.
It's like, you can make a killing there, man. You can. Because the one moment a girl comes by and like, you smell. Bam. He'll be over there at your counter in a second. So, there was a couple of female gamers there too. By the way, I forgot to mention that to you. And
Well,
because
it's kind of nice. It seems like we're so few and far between, or female gamers in general, I guess, feel the need that they have to not be so out there with, hey guys, I'm streaming or I'm doing this because of just the stereotype or whatever. But it's nice that Ricky's doing something like that where it kind of encourages male or female, regardless,
right. But with this event, we see a lot of games. There's a lot of games that we saw from E3, but we got special details like new DLC, new gameplay, and then there is some new premiere stuff from different studios. So we're gonna talk about a couple games that actually got announced there, not games that got announced there with new stuff with it. Okay. And so let's go to the big one that actually spoke a lot, and that was Biomutants from I believe it is from the people that did the Just Cause, some ex-developers there, and they're working with THQ Nordic. And this is, to me, at first, when I first saw this, I thought, it was X-Men with animals. And so, because you would see the raccoon that looks like, a little bit of a knockoff of Rocket Raccoon, but not.
That was my first thought too.
And
Is
so,
there a rocket in here?
he has an eye patch and everything like that, but it's used as more of a scanning. And so we don't know too much about, how this world became what it is, but you can tell that this is more of, I guess like it feels like a little bit about a little post-apocalypse ish, but like not.
There was another video I watched that somebody was doing an interview for, and they with one of the developers. I don't know from which side, but the guy mentioned specifically that it was set in a post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Because I can say that today. That it was actually set in that type of setting.
Yeah. But we see that there's tons of different mutants in here. They both got kind of like abilities and everything like that. But the creature, he's a cute creature, but he's rocking the sword and everything like that. But one of the things we know is from the gameplay footage that you can customize this character, different fur colors. You can actually change the way his fur is, his ears, all this stuff. But it's going to be a third-person kind of action game. Now, when we saw the gameplay, by the way, I think the cricket's supposed to be his little
buddy,
little buddy or something like that. But male, female, if you can tell the difference. And when you see the gameplay is, I don't know, it's interesting because it's early development, so it feels like it's a little jaggy. So
It'd be hard
it's
to
not
gauge it right now.
Yeah, it's not super smooth yet. And so, but one of the things I did notice from it is like there's a lot of cool like technique moves this character can do. Like he can use his eye patch to kind of see what goes use it like to get like to see the other rooms and everything like that.
Purple or blue.
Yeah, I think the customization is really cool. Because if you're playing this character, not everyone's gonna look the same.
Right.
Which to me is really cool.
But part of me wished that if this was gonna be, because I like me, I got fooled by the fact I didn't know you were gonna play this character. It would have been cool if you can choose different creatures and then customize them. You know, you don't have to be big creatures. It could be all little creatures, you know. Right. But like, heck, I don't even know what kind of creature this person is. Is it a raccoon? I don't know. But like, Cindy, what is your overall thoughts of the Biomutant game, or what you've seen?
I mean, as far as what I've seen so far, I definitely consider it unique. I mean, because I can't really recall any game that's in any way similar, per se. And I do like the fact of the customization too, because it's just, it lends to that more personalized experience for everybody.
Yeah.
As opposed to just being another one of those games where everybody pretty much plays the same character. You don't really get to customize a lot of stuff.
Right.
So it's not as, personable or as exciting to an individual per se.
Stone?
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. When I first started watching the trailers and stuff for this game, my first thought was, "What the hell is this?" And the more I started watching it and stuff like that, I was kind of like, "Okay, I can kind of get behind this." I loved the short scene where his sword gets the lightning on it, but you can tell it's not just lightning around the sword. There is an attachment or something on the sword that's charging, and that's where the lightning's coming from. And I was like, okay, so the building weapons and stuff like that, like maybe this is like how to I don't enhance your character a little bit more. And then we saw the customization and stuff like that, and yeah, this game looks really really cool. Hopefully there's a demo for it that they'll release.
And you guys noticed that they do the whole like Adam West comic. Every time you like hit somebody, the word like wham, bam is gonna is coming on there, which is it feels out of place, but it's still kind of cool.
Right,
and
but hopefully there's a demo release for it because I would definitely like to try it out.
Well, it's not gonna probably be until like later 2018.
Right.
So,
I mean, either way though.
So the next game is called Close to the Sun, and I call it basically BioShock on a boat. That's basically what it is. I mean, even like the font when you see it is very BioShock, but it shows like I guess it's more of like supposed to be a horror game, and it's supposed to be like I guess like all this is happening on a boat. It kind of reminds you like Ghost Ship. Right. Remember that movie Ghost Ship? Except not the cool death scene with the wire killing everybody like that. But you can tell right off the spot when you first watch the trailer, it's more of a BioShock feel. Everything is happening on this boat where like everybody's super ritzy, but then everybody goes a little like, a little crazy midway of this. And you're trying to find out what's going on. Like, is people like, becoming two different cults? Somebody, you got your people that are trying to survive their own way. Because like one scene in the trailer, you will walk in this hallway and you will see this guy pulled up and like, strapped down like a gate, like a wall, like you can't pass this, and it's like a warning. And so, but what do you think, Cindy? What are you a fan of like BioShock, and if so, is this a game that might interest you?
I mean, it does, but my problem is with horror games, they're very well done. A lot of the times, to the point that it's so well done that it creeps me out to the point that I stop playing.
Okay.
Because it's like, for example, Alan Wake on 360.
Okay.
Okay, that was, semi-based loosely around Stephen King. Or he had a hand in it or whatever. It was done really well, but it tripped me out so bad. I stopped playing it, but it was a good game that I played. What portion of the game?
Do you consider BioShock to you a little horish? It is kind of horish, but is it too much for you to play?
No.
Okay.
Not in the sense that Alan Wake was a little too much.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, and that's not because it wasn't good. Like I said, it was just so well done that it really kind of messed with me a little bit.
Okay. Stone, what's your opinion on it? Are you a big fan of BioShock?
Oh, see, that's the thing. I've never actually played BioShock. I've watched
womp.
I've watched people. Like I had a buddy of mine that played BioShock, and I used to watch him play it. But I love horror games, so I love I love the idea and aspect of getting the crap scared out of you.
Okay.
it's just entertaining as hell.
Is
so.
this a game that might interest you, Stone? Because
A little bit.
Cindy is kind of if, like, halfway she might change her mind.
I mean,
It's like, I've gone too far. I'm done my job.
Like, see, I kind of ruined the new Resident Evil for myself because I actually watched someone stream it,
Yeah.
like through the entire game. So it kind of killed the whole playing it myself.
Sure.
But this would definitely be a game that I would stream for sure, just because it's a lot of fun watching people play horror games that potentially scare the crap out of them.
Right, and especially if you get that on stream and then everybody's kind of like, oh, that guy got scared. It wasn't that bad. Whatever.
I have a hard time watching horror games because I want to experience it my own, and I don't want to watch someone do it because then I'm prepared when I play. Like, okay, I remember this
That's
part.
kind of like when Dying Light came out, for example. And everybody's like, oh, is this game good? I was like, I can't tell you that. They're like, why? I was like, you just got to experience it for yourself.
Yeah, because I played it with Bree and Nam, and that was a heck of experience. Like, there is some surprise factor. You should check it out, Stone.
And there was a time I remember somebody's, they're like, okay, I'll check it out. Of course, I work at GameStop, so they bought it pre-owned, so that way, worst case scenario, they can bring it back. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He played it. It was like on a Friday night, Saturday night, or something like that. Came back the next day. Brought it back and returned it. He's like, I'm glad you didn't tell me because when I played this game, I about pissed myself. I was like, so that was good thing, right? He's like, oh yeah, it was great. I got through it, but I'm not going to play it again. Okay, cool.
That's what it comes down to. The games you play again versus the games you don't.
One of my favorite games this year comes out September 19th. I am so hype about. I definitely want to play this with you, Cindy. And they're showing more footage of it, but that's Cuphead.
Yeah, we actually, when we did our I think it was around the time of the E3 stuff that we were talking that you showed me this gameplay.
And for people that haven't seen it, don't know about Cuphead, it's basically like, think of your 1920 cartoons. Like, we're talking about like Betty Boo and all this stuff. Well, they made a game that's kind of arcadish, but it's like it's supposed to be like it's a 2-player 2D all hand-drawn art. And it's supposed to be like hard as nails. And I say that because like they're going to the old school like fights where you don't see the meter of your character. You have it's more of like you have to hit them until they stop. And I'm not talking about like Team of Ninja Turtles either, where they blink. No, this is more like you have to hit them, and you just better hope that you're close to the edge. Now, when you do die, they'll show you how far you almost killed them, just to give you an idea. But overall, there's supposed to be like over 50 boss fights in this.
Man.
Yeah, over 50 boss fights in this game.
I mean,
but it is so beautiful, beautiful.
I mean, this does kind of take me back to when. Of course, I'm not that old, but
I mean, it's the
but we grew up watching this,
right?
stuff.
Exactly.
Well, like these are the okay. So when we grew up watching this stuff, it was because this was the stuff our parents were watching.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is like old school Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie.
Yeah. Even like
style
even
art.
like Looney Tunes. Like when we watched Looney Tunes, I thought it was around our time, but it was way back before that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this would be a fun game to stream for sure. Like, and I'm talking like 2 people in the same room streaming this because, I don't like. I'm pretty excited for this game too. It just looks like a whole lot of fun.
Cindy, is this a game that might interest you?
oh yeah, definitely. This kind of like, I don't know, just with the art style. Like you said, that's like, oh yeah, I remember watching these, cartoons, whatever, as a kid. It really kind of.
Oh god, it's the Battletoads before the Battletoads, and they're legit Battletoads.
Stone's describing a
gloves.
scene where they're fighting two toads. Like, there's one fight you have to fight 2 enemies at the same time, and I like it because like this is a game where I actually want to try to work on hard teamwork. Like, okay, you got to be ready for this, jump at the right time, and all this stuff. But like, you build up to do like super power moves and everything like that. But I think this game is going to be phenomenal. I think this game, I think it's going to be up there as like game of the year contender if it goes really well, especially indie game of the year. It's definitely going to probably get indie game of the year if it works out. But
I'm like kind of fascinated by this art style.
Right.
I mean, just for be all artists done, that's really impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
All games anymore are all done CGI and everything. Like, it's all rendered, but
Yeah, the idea that that's all hand drawn too.
Yeah. And so, and another thing that came up, let's talk about one of y'all's favorite series coming up is the Final Fantasy. Now, Final Fantasy 15
Yes.
is now coming on
That is
PC.
my game.
It's coming out for PC now. Cindy, is that now your favorite Final Fantasy? Is that correct, or is that your second runner-up?
I think my all-time favorite will always be 10 because that's what I first played.
Man, everybody's on this 10 bus.
Don't hate.
I guess I am a hater.
However, 15 is definitely up there, and that I may get flack for that. That's fine because a lot of people hated 15.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh wow. Okay.
I mean,
They're not real fans.
No, they aren't. However, like, oh, it was horrible. The referencing battle system. Well, but that's great. That's your opinion. And some of these people are hardcore fans.
I mean, and my thing is like, is it hard? And this is just my opinion. Are they hardcore fans to a fault where it's anything that isn't turn-based is wrong? Right? Like Final Fantasy for so long has been turn-based that now it's evolved.
Or it could be those people that are too much trying to compare to their memories,
Right.
of something
Right.
they
I agree
love.
with that, yeah.
Well, and see, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're so committed to Final Fantasy being a turn-based game
Because it's
that-
always been a turn-based
right
game up to
now
this
that
point.
it's evolved into more of an
Real
action
time.
style fighting game, it's turning these hardcore fans off to it.
And when we did our Final Fantasy episode with Ariel Tatum that came on our show, we talked about how the developers always been wanting to do it active. They just weren't capable of doing that at the beginning because of how the consoles were.
Right.
Now they're at the point where now they finally get a chance to do this.
Yeah,
'Cause
they
it was
can-
meant to be an active.
Yeah.
They just couldn't do it.
yeah, they can really kind of go at it now.
And you slowly saw this from 11, 12, and then
Right.
you see 13 trying to slowly get away from, because they did the turn base, but you still moved around.
Yeah.
Right.
Then they start showing more of like, now you can strike when you want to strike. So
Right.
this should not be a surprise for people that that are looking at this game. I mean, Kingdom Hearts kind of showed you an example of this is what they were trying to reach
Yeah.
a while back. So that's interesting that a lot of people that did not like Final Fantasy 15. And I think that this is something is here to stay. It's not going back to traditional.
Oh, obviously not, because I mean, even the remake for 7, it's the same battle
Yeah.
system. So I feel like this is where they're going for their newer games, and I mean, like,
right, which
I'm
is where
fine
they always wanted to be to
to
start
begin
off.
with,
To begin
right?
with.
Yeah,
And so it's coming out for PC, so it means that this game is going to be even more beautiful than ever.
Oh, yeah.
Because people are going to have the mods to make that game more beautiful. I mean, they did a mod recently for Grand Theft Auto 5
Yeah.
to make it more realistic. Like, it's not more realistic than it is, but they made it more realistic, and it looks phenomenal.
And that's the thing I think is going to be interesting for Final Fantasy 15 is what the creative things people will do is mod wise. Because for GTA, like I've
There's
seen
so many different.
I've seen the Flash, like legit the Flash, the Hulk. I've seen
They did a Rick and Morty now.
that. Yeah, like I've seen. I've just seen so much crazy stuff mod wise that it's like when they can do that stuff like that to Final Fantasy 15, it'll be real interesting to see.
And so, but what about the people that are like, you know what? I don't have 100 hours to spend. Like, but I
mean,
kind of curious
I work
about.
2 jobs, and I do streaming on my off time, and then I do, photography as well occasionally. But, even if I don't have 100 hours, I'm gonna find 100.
Yeah,
hours.
you're gonna make the
So the
time.
people are not as cool as Cindy. No, I'm just kidding.
People who aren't good enough at making
or
the time.
or the people that kind of like, they want the story, but they just don't want to play too much of it. So there's a Pocket Edition apparently, and
Yes.
the Pocket Edition is for for the iPhone,
Man, nobody likes that.
and so it's the art style is more of like a chibi kind of thing. I think Stone mentioned that he liked it. I wasn't a big fan of it. But
Okay, so ideally, this is supposed to be the game. I would say compacted a little bit. Obviously, I think it's just main mission
Okay.
focused,
Yeah, you
right.
know what? Those are kind of cute.
not just. I'm not 100%, but this is my idea because it's it's for your phone. I think it may just be main mission driven.
I could see that. That would make sense because
Mm-hmm.
otherwise, if it was the whole game,
like yeah, like
no,
it
there's
was-
no way they could do the whole game
That's-
on the phone.
well, and if it did, you wouldn't have apps for anything else.
yeah, you would have
Right.
all your
Like
all
you'd
your
be
phone-
lucky
yeah.
if you could make a phone call. But I love the art. I love the chibi
Look.
characterizations done to these characters.
I actually kind of think it makes them look a little bit more.
Animated.
Yeah, like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're obviously they're animated, sure, but Like there's something, a different aspect to the way this is designed and used for, mobile, but that makes it almost different.
But the thing about it is, every aspect of the game, obviously from PlayStation, it's in this. Every aspect almost.
Mm-hmm.
The food, the car, the characters and how they act. Like it's all just kind of.
Oh, there's a marble in it. Crap. Sorry.
It's all taken from the
those things.
game, and they've just made it mobile.
And so, yeah, it's coming for this. I think it's gonna be episodic though, and I think it's free. I want to say it's free to.
I don't know because they did Final Fantasy VII and it was like $15.
Well, we'll have to play by ear. I heard it was free, but there's more. It might be more stuff to it or something like that.
Exactly.
Or it might do a season pass.
Maybe. That's possible. Yeah.
And so, rumor has it that a lot they hint the director hinted like there's another console we're thinking of that a lot of people have been wanting this a Final Fantasy game on, and I think that's reference to Nintendo Switch. But I'm not gonna lie, I think a lot of people for Nintendo Switch don't want that particular edition of it. I think they want the real deal,
the original one.
The original one on there.
I'd prefer the original one if they did something for Switch.
I prefer that too. Or even heck, you can do both if you want to.
So
sure.
have a Final Fantasy 15 Switch edition where Mario makes a cameo.
I think they should just boop, 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 boop. They will. They'll have a little Easter egg or something like that.
Or it'll be a costume. You can dress Noctis up as Mario.
Like a DLC.
That would be awesome. That would be kind of cool.
Noctis in overalls and a Mario hat.
And speaking of DLC, the surprise DLC that came out.
Segue?
Yeah. The special DLC that came out for it, which it felt like an April Fool's joke, came too late. But it's a game that Stone loves so much, they decided to go ahead and visit that world.
Only one.
I think he's more than you are, though. That guy lives and breathes Assassin. And last time you were on the show, we did not talk about Assassin's Creed, so I didn't know. Case in point. So,
if you call yourself my friend.
Ooh. If you didn't stream it, I don't believe it.
Oh,
so,
there you go.
So, but no.
I streamed Syndicate like crazy. So
well, then, regardless, this makes y'all happy because you guys have played Final Fantasy 15, and now Assassin's Creed makes a surprise.
Kidding me?
Which is not a big surprise because a while back they were gonna, but it got canceled, I guess. But they were gonna do a Power Ranger DLC outfits.
I'm glad they
for
canceled
that
shit.
Yeah, me too.
But I don't think it's happening anymore. So this is not surprised that they're dipping this. We just didn't think it was gonna be Assassin's Creed crossover.
Although they did, they still had the, suit type thing in Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, yeah.
Which still in my opinion, resembled or reminded me of the whole Power Rangers thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to admit though, like after watching.
And by the way, this is not the actual world of Assassin's Creed. It's a festival to celebrate. I just wanted listeners to know that.
It's staged in the world of Final Fantasy 15, and they're playing it off as an assassin's. What is it? What they call it? I guess Assassin's Festival. Because as you're walking through the town, there's a big sign that says Assassin's Festival. Yeah. So,
I mean, look at that. You can just walk around as
and you get it for completing like a quest or something. That's how you get the costume for.
So they said you had to get the Master Assassin's costume for Noctis. You had to get some kind of item from the Chocobo Festival.
Right.
What is it? Some kind of
the egg. Dream Egg.
Dream Egg, yeah.
Yeah. But what I think is awesome, like, after I watched this, I was like, you know what? Noctis would be like the perfect assassin.
He would.
Because he can throw his weapons and then just teleport.
And they just fucking disappear.
Yeah, like, so this is an Assassin's Creed scenario.
Don't hang on too much as I know you guys love it, but we do have other stuff, and I know you guys can talk forever. Just letting you know.
It doesn't matter.
This is just my pitch for Noctis as an assassin, and I would hope that maybe in an Assassin's Creed game he gets to make an appearance. I doubt it, but let's be hopeful. Anyway, so let's say Noctis is going after a target, and in most Assassin's Creed scenarios, you kill the target, like everyone starts to bum rush you, and the goal is to get away. Noctis can literally go in, kill him, throw his weapon just in the sky, and he's gone. And there's nothing anyone can do about it.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, sometimes if you're too cool, it could be boring. I think that'd be really boring to me.
Oh well, and I'm not saying that like you play him in the. I'm just saying like he's there. He makes a cameo, but in the Assassin's Creed world, like that's essentially how that would work for him.
Yeah.
Or he could just like put a weapon somewhere, like.
Okay.
Hit the target
you're going
and
too
then
deep
teleport
now.
back. Like,
we'll do an
no,
episode.
this is
We'll do
like-
an episode about it. We got to move on. You're going too deep now. Yeah.
No, this is the perfect assassin.
do a video about what you imagine. Okay. Okay. Another game that's coming that got announced is called Hidden Dragon Legend, and this is back to like a 2D kind of fighting kind of style game.
Yeah, it's a side scroller. It looks
Yeah.
like, but it looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks really good. It reminds me of what's that game that you put on PS2? Then it came out for the PlayStation 3 and it did terrible. Genji. That was like a Japanese kind of fighting style game. But this game looks really cool. It looks like it might be like a Metroidvania kind of style, but it's set in like feudal Japan.
Yeah.
And you're playing a samurai, but like the action is like Devil May Cry action-ish.
Yeah, it's intense.
It's actually set in Imperial China.
Ah, thank you, Cindy. So it's set in that time, but like it looks really good as a platformer.
Like this definitely looks like a game I will be getting. It just looks like it's so much fun.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's strictly for PS4.
For
There you
side
go.
scroller.
Mm-hmm. Cindy, what is your thoughts on this? Are you a fan? Are you even a fan of like 2D platformer games or?
If they're done right.
Okay. What's the last one you remember playing? I'll let you think about that.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah, that'd be good.
but yeah, this one was a surprise announcement. I would think I would have seen this at E3 actually, but I guess but that's coming out on September 19th along with Cuphead. So, Xbox had their conference. I think they're the only ones that actually had a conference, and it was.
Man.
I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit of a snooze fest.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but one of the games I guess was a big surprisement. I'm not gonna lie. It's Jurassic World Evolution.
So this is only for Xbox.
And PC. I think I could be wrong. I'll let Stone or you guys figure it out. But it's basically
Sims meets Jurassic World.
Yeah, basically from the developers of Roller Coaster Tycoon, all the Tycoons kind of games and stuff.
Which I enjoy those games.
You did? I didn't get a chance to like really play those.
I never dove into The Sims hardcore, but I might try this.
I mean, like Roller Coaster Tycoon was like one of my favorites. That one I played regularly.
Okay. Are you guys a big Jurassic Park fan in general?
Oh yeah, I love the series.
Okay. Did you like the new one? The newest one?
I thought it was good. I didn't have a lot of complaints about it. But I mean I still thought it was good. And then I guess Jeff Goldblum's going to be in the next one.
Okay.
Interesting.
So,
Well, you got to bring him back.
Well,
just so he can tell everybody how wrong they are.
Right, in that Lost World.
Yeah.
Jurassic
yeah,
World, Lost World.
I might give this a try because I think ideally it's kind of cool, right? Now you get to build your own Jurassic Park.
I get
that'd be cool.
Yeah, I guess it's cool. I guess like me, I guess like it's cool, but it's not cool enough for me to like. I'll pass on it. I'd rather watch it, I guess, than do that.
I mean, I would probably consider playing a demo if there was one.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, if it if it wasn't like it's cool, but it wasn't like cool enough, then I wouldn't go past it.
Like, okay, so how I visualize this, if I got this game, would be like, and this is how I would use it, like the start of a Twitch stream. So like, hey guys, we're gonna go check out my park real quick, make sure a T-Rex isn't running rampant. Double check everything, make sure it's good. All right, guys, we're good, and then go and just start the game that I'm initially gonna play. Right, so it kind of throws it in there, but you're not spending a whole bunch of time on it.
I do think it'd be funny where you can watch somebody play it and like the dinosaur breaks out, and it'd be fun. He just randomly eats like a human in there, and it's like ooh,
which
I mean,
apparently
they show that in the
yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess I want to see it like how they messed it up
Well,
more
see,
than what they're
for-
showing
for-
there.
for
Like
me,
it's like,
'cause-
dude, you forgot to close that gate. You built this whole thing, but you didn't close the gate.
Yeah,
now they're
it's-
rapping riled.
Yeah, see, so like, and like I was saying, like you're talking to your viewing audience, and you're just like, let's go check out what's going on in the park, and then you realize, a T-Rex is out, and it's like, crap, why the hell does T-Rex get out? And you check it out, and like a gate's left open, and you're like, damn it, Dave, You had one job, man, and then like you see a person running from a T-Rex,
Right.
And you look, you just gotta talk to the. Should we save Dave? He did leave it open, guys, and then the T-Rex eats him. Oh, there goes Dave. Time to hire some more people.
Well,
our turnover rate sucks.
It's making it to its premiere on in 2018 summertime. I think probably around by the time the movie's coming out. That's basically I think.
Oh
what they're trying to
yeah,
aim
this will
for.
definitely be
That
something
makes
that's pushed
sense.
with the
I can see
movie.
it being dropped at the same time.
And
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
maybe there'll be DLC for Chris Pratt's character in there or something like that.
He's gonna get eaten immediately.
Mother Gunship. This basically kind of has a Doomish feel / make craft your own weapons.
Yeah, this was an interesting one.
Yeah, but I'm kind of curious about it because it's like, how far can you go with crafting your guns and stuff like that?
Right. What all can you do with these weapons?
Cindy, do you get a chance to kind of take a look at this game? Because like you can dual wield, you can craft stuff, but it definitely feels like a Doom kind of style kind of
It
game.
does kind of remind me of that.
But like you can legit make all these different, like it is insane.
More like a Serious Sam.
And what I
really.
love about this trailer though is it's a propaganda thing where it's like, this is why you want to join the resistance, yada yada yada.
Right. But I'm kind of curious. It's like, I don't know how this is gonna be like. It's one. I guess you're in one ship and you're just going to like room to room or something like that. But like, I guess I'm intrigued because I'm wondering like, how the heck did you get in this situation? And how the heck are you getting this arsenal of weapons while they're showing like the biggest things at you? It kind of reminds me also of Bulletstorm a little bit. So have you played Bulletstorm before, Stone?
Vaguely.
Okay. I'm intrigued. I think it's from an indie developers and everything like that. It definitely feels like, like a Doom Serious Sam or whatnot. So I say keep an eye on that kind of game. And so Shenmue 3 got a trailer.
Yes.
So Shenmue 3, Shenmue, the game, one of the most expensive games back in the Dreamcast time. Reason why they cannot make another game for a long time because they spent too much money on the first one. And
But
then
it
they
was so good.
Yeah, and then they made a second one,
Yes.
Xbox exclusive.
Which
Was not a good choice to me, but
No, but
but
it
the
was
fact the game
still-
came out.
Right.
Rumor has it supposed to be like an HD maybe coming edition, like for both, before the third one comes out. Rumor has it. And
that
so-
would be so awesome if they did that. I mean, I still own Shenmue and Shenmue 2, but to have like a nice
Right.
remastered
I
version.
think this was the game at the time where it was the people looked to this game of how to do like an open world, how characters do scheduling, how to make it like a living, breathing kind of world. But Shenmue 3 is still in early development. They kind of gave us a preview of like, the town he's in, what the characters look like, kind of like tell you where the story's probably going after. He's going after Lendy still. I think if I'm correct, this is supposed to be the final one, supposed to finish the chapters up. Maybe I could be wrong. Cindy, do you know at all, or you think this is the final chapter?
I would say it's the final chapter myself. but,
Okay. Okay.
They could say that now and then, surprise us and change their mind later.
One of the things that I hope they do is they don't keep the same exact stiff kind of gameplay as the previous one. Hopefully they do a little bit more touch up on the action and everything like that. Only because it is a little dated on the action and stuff. It is still quick time events, but there is some stuff where you get to, do fighting stuff. But it wasn't smooth like smooth. And so hopefully they'll straighten that up a little bit more. But to me, Shenmue 3 is a game more to the people that want to see the story get complete.
Right.
Yeah.
I definitely don't think it's a game to welcome new gamers. You can come play it, but you might feel a bit lost unless they decide to do a cinematic recap at the very
Sure.
beginning to show you what's going
I
on.
mean, it's been so long, though. It might be in their best interest to do something like that.
Yeah.
Unless they're just gonna do an HD remaster for
No,
2
yeah,
or
if they-
something, and you
if they
kind of
do
get
that, then-
a little bit.
Right. But I'm hoping that, they fix that. I'm hoping that this game is going to look a lot bigger than we see here, because I think this game is going to be digital only and maybe some special edition physical copies. But
I'd drop the money for a special edition like that.
I know you would. I would too. If they and include the first one and the second one, if they do just a trilogy little thing, I just
That
do it
would be
just
really.
to get it.
And honestly, I think it would do them a lot of good to do a trilogy like they did with like God of War and stuff like that. All 3 games, and because for God of War it was 5 games, and put the PSP
Yeah.
versions on there. So I mean, they could go and make a trilogy package for this game if they
They
wanted
could
to.
get even more out of this if they did something, if they were smart about how they worked it, so to speak.
Yeah.
One last thing we move on is I hope that when you're exploring these worlds that there's a little bit more stuff to do, because I played the second one and they give you this big city, but there's still not a lot of stuff to do, and I
Yeah.
hope they improve that a little more, because one of the hardest things is in this game, even from the first one, is finding scrolls and stuff for you to learn new moves about
Yes.
yourself, and I hope they make that easier for us. I mean, it can still be a challenge, but make it easier to be aware of where these scrolls are, because it is hard. It is hard. It was hard to find these scrolls. I went to that game and I probably only know half of it.
Right.
So when you go into these big fights, if you don't know a lot of moves, you're gonna get your
yeah.
butt whooped.
Right.
And then I don't know if they're gonna do the whole job world again, where you're going to like get a job again and all this stuff. I don't know. Cindy, any last words before we move on that? I know like you're a big Shenmue fan as me, and I know this is probably gonna finally close the book in your life and our lives about this.
And it's one of those things, though. It has been so long since they've made one.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope that it kind of does it justice and doesn't make it disappointing, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully
Especially to close it out. If
Yeah.
this is
right,
really the last
right.
one.
Especially.
Well, hopefully, I think it's Yu Suzuki. I hope that he's looking at this, of course, as a passion project. I hope he's putting all his heart and soul
Sure.
into this.
Right.
Make this a farewell to the series. Overwatch made an appearance. They were talking more about season 6, and then they had a bunch of like little animated shorts. Characters from May, characters from, I don't know all the characters done. The character, the guy that used the bombs all the time, he's a little crazy looking, kind of Jokerish look.
Junkrat?
Yeah, you got there was a little anime short showing like where his home world is, along with the big guy with the giant like hook weapon that can hook people.
Oh, the fat guy?
Yeah.
Was it Roadhog?
Yeah. So sorry gamers, I don't really play Overwatch too much, so I don't know all the characters' name. I just know what they look like. But we see anime shorts about that, and then they talked about certain change in the game. I guess like the angel looking girl, the one with the wings that uses a staff that can heal people.
Oh, Mercy.
Yeah, Mercy. I think she got nerfed a little bit or something like that. I don't know why, but that's just a little news on there. Mario and Rapid is getting a season pass for people. That's the kind of XCOM kind of game coming to Switch. Actually, it's supposed to be coming, I think, like this week as we speak. This week, I think, or the end of the month. But
well, I mean, it's technically the
yeah,
end of
it's
this
technically
week
it's
or
like
the end of the
28th
month.
or something like that. Somewhere. in
Yeah,
there,
That would be this week, I think.
yeah, so. But that game looks really good. They're $20. You get some DLC. You get new costumes, and then like there's a surprise. They're not revealing it yet
Ooh,
for
surprise.
$20. And so along with that, Record Definitive Edition is coming out.
Was Record the one that was like super highly like anticipated by a lot of people, and then they played it and where they were kind of bummed out about it?
It was hype because Microsoft doesn't get a lot of those. Exclusives, but a lot of games like that particular one. They're more of like the straight more action. This was one like kind of like it's kind of like the Mega Man kind of style kind of game.
Right.
But Recore is the girl with the abilities with the giant
Right.
orb that can put in the bots and
Right.
drawing.
Yeah. I remember the game.
It got mixed reviews, mostly like mediocre. But one of the things that they left out was, and I'll let you finish. Is one of the bots in the trailer was not in the first edition. So in the Definitive Edition, they add that last bot to it.
Okay, because I can't remember 100% if this was that game, but it was just like everyone was looking forward to it, and then it came out, and it was just like kind of a bomb, really.
Yeah, it's funny because this is from the developer of Mega Man, Kinjay Inafune, his company, Concept.
Okay.
And so this was them doing it because he also did Mighty Number 9, in which Mighty Number 9 did terrible.
Right.
And so, but they're getting a definitive edition. They're adding some stuff and everything like that. But I'm at a point right now is when you do a game, I understand it's exclusive, but when you do a definitive edition, to me, I think you need to just put it on your console and a PC. That's just me. That's just me. And so Recore should have came to PC now on Steam because I want to play that game, but that game to me is not worth getting an Xbox for. as of right now. And I say the same thing with Sunset Overdrive, but that's just my opinion on that. And speaking of Xbox, now they're open for pre-order. You can pre-order one right now. Sadly enough, the Project Scorpio edition is probably sold out, so you probably can't get that edition, and that's the black one.
Yeah.
So you probably can't get that one, but it's up. I mean, if you want to play with, I guess they're saying, and it probably is as of right now, the most powerful console right now. Now is the chance to kind of jump in if you're, this is your first time getting that console. Me, I probably get a Slim. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not looking to upgrade right now
because they don't really have their big lineup games yet for me to get an Xbox One X. And so, but this is just like the Pro, but it's supposed to be more powerful. But Stone, are you thinking about upgrading? And to you, Cindy, what about you? So,
eventually, there's no rush. There's no rush for me to try and get one of the new Xboxes right now. Zero. There's just a lot of stuff coming out for PlayStation. Like, I really don't even play my Xbox right now as it is.
Okay.
So, just on that basis alone, there's really no reason for me to rush to get a new console that I'm probably not going to be spending a whole lot of time with anyway.
Miss Cindy?
I'm on the same page because, I have one. It barely gets touched.
Okay.
I barely even use it. And even then, it's the steps on the place anyways.
It's really just for Rock Band, and when I really want something new, I'll play Force Unleashed 2 because it was free.
Well, it's funny because there is one game we can all play because they announced cross-play for this game, and that's Sea of Thieves. So that'd be a game that would be really fun to play.
Yeah.
I think Sea of Thieves looks really fun.
That's the pirate game, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that game looks awesome.
Yeah, so they mentioned cross-play, so I was thinking about getting on PC, and we could probably pirate up. Cindy got one too. We could pirate it up and play. So I think that'd be a really fun game.
Yeah,
from the people that did Banjo-Kazooie and
I loved Banjo-Kazooie.
Right,
those games are fantastic.
And this is Rare finally coming out after a long time since their last entry of I can't even think the last game they did, but crossplay, awesome. Another game that people are going to be playing together, and we're not going to go too long on this because Stone can talk about it for a while. That's Monster Hunter World. They showed 4-player gameplay.
Yeah, I watched that.
And so
they broke it down a little bit. Was like a veteran versus a newbie, and yeah, that game. Richard actually asked me about that too. He's like, asked me if I was going to get it, and I was like, yeah, probably for PC though. First. I'll get it for PC and PlayStation easy, but I want to get it for PC first because I can only imagine what that game looks like graphically on PC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Holy cow.
Right.
I am so excited to get this.
The only bad part about it is I don't know if PlayStation is going to lift that bar of a crossplay. I think crossplay needs to be allowed for this game between the PCs and PS4.
I would hope so. I would hope so because they
got to lift it up for this game.
But, I mean, do you really think... for me, Sony just doesn't seem like the type of company that they're okay with crossplay. Like, they just want to stick with their own thing. It's easy for Xbox to do because it's Microsoft. They're like, well, we've got PCs, so we can crossplay, and that's fine. But for Sony, they just don't seem like the type that want to do that, and Monster Hunter would be a perfect one for them to do that with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cindy, are you a Monster Hunter fan?
I can't say that definitively because I've never played one.
Okay. I'm in and out with it. Like, it's fun with people, but sometimes, like, playing by yourself, it can get a little bit boring. But it's fun to play with, with friends. Yeah. If we can get scheduled together.
Ever get the schedule down, yeah.
So, but, like,
I'd be willing to try
it reminds me of Phantasy Star.
Definitely try it out for sure.
Like this particular one or Monster Hunter?
In general, Monster Hunter reminds me of Phantasy Star. It's because you create a character and then you go into the world. It's not like the hunting, but it's still like you go to this world and you do a mission and you concede, you come back, you receive your stuff, and you move on.
Right, but I think the difference between Phantasy Star and Monster Hunter is Phantasy Star is a huge story-based driven game.
That's true.
Monster Hunter's not really huge story-based.
Well,
there is a story.
But we're talking, I was comparing it more to gameplay-wise. It was more of you pick a mission, you got even a story. It is go out there, complete a mission, come back, then we push the story along.
But what I'm saying is, like, for people that maybe don't want to get involved with a giant overall story with Monster Hunter, it's you get on with friends, You pick a mission, you go do it. There's no real side thing.
Well, have you played the first Phantasy Star Online? Because in multiplayer don't even go through the story. Only single player goes through the story.
Yeah.
Multiplayer, it's just straight missions only.
Yeah, because I remember. I mean, I played Phantasy Star. Was it on Xbox?
Probably
there was an
there was,
original Xbox.
and you can't play. And even if you get it now, you can't play it. It's strictly online only mode.
Right.
That's it. Which was a silly idea.
Yeah.
But me and Mike used to make jokes a little bit about how it kind of reminded us a little bit of Monster Hunter, stuff like that. But honestly, if you've never played Monster Hunter and you want to give it a try, do it.
Right.
It's not so story driven that you feel like you're having to focus on one
I
thing.
guess I was getting to a point, like, if you play Fantasy Online, you're going to get a bit of a similar taste style. Like, the play style is similar.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying they're exactly. That's all.
Right.
It's like,
right.
So expect the gameplay to be similar to that.
Yeah,
That's
so
all.
definitely give it a shot. And if you have a 3DS, I mean, you can get the newest one, Monster Hunter Generations.
But one game that's coming that is redeeming itself to me since the first one, and they're bringing out all the guns, and that's Battlefront 2. And this is the premiere of the first Starfighter Assault, where you're fighting in space,
which is what they should have done.
Yeah,
to begin with.
I guess they wanted to see what they can do with the first game, and then they wanted to take it a little bit further.
Kind of wasted their reputation on that, though.
Like, this is the game that there's a story mode now. This is the game that they should have done to begin with.
Right.
And it's basically follows the storylines, episode 1 to wherever the hell we are in the
through
movies.
the Empire, which I like that because I wanted to see the Empire's point of view.
But even further, like, it's even in episode to episode, wherever
it's probably
it falls in line with.
8's coming out, so it's probably gonna go all the way up to 8. I mean, sorry.
7.
No, 8. No, it's 8. Yeah,
because I think
Force Awakens is 7.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I think this will. By the time this comes out, there will be, and even if, like, The Force Awakens isn't in the game initially, you know that DLC's coming as soon as the movie comes out.
Well, there was some DLC from the first one from Force Awakens.
Right.
They visited one of the planets there.
Jakku, I think.
Yeah. But that's beside the point. The point is this one, they're coming in with the big guns, literally, with the fightings in the sky, the story mode, which we still don't know if this is going to be a co-op story mode.
It better be.
We don't know. We do not know. But if you know them, they're not the people that really do co-op story modes. We've seen this with Battlefield series. We've seen this with Titanfall too. This was mostly single player experience, not a 4-player co-op. Now they might have a 4-player co-op kind of wave horde mode or whatnot, like they did the first one. So if they don't have this, then in the third one, they'll probably do a co-op story mode. And so,
to be completely honest, that's what made Battlefront 2 for PlayStation just so much fun. It was you and your friends could sit on a couch and go through the story, and you could play against each other, like, in story missions. Battlefront 2 for PlayStation 2 was probably, and it still is, one of my favorite Star Wars games of all time, just because of how much stuff was in it. Everything that you could do, and the space battles, the land battles, just all the heroes, and I'm hoping that this is what they're bringing to this one. And it looks like it is. Mm-hmm. Like I said at the beginning, this is exactly what they should have done for the first one.
So is this the game you guys are going to definitely pick up?
I spent money on the first Battlefront. You can believe I'm spending money on this one.
Cindy, what about you?
I never played the first one, and everybody I know that played it, obviously, because I know that wasn't very good.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I guess I'd have to play a little bit of the first one just so I know the reference of which this one's coming from as far as getting better.
Okay. Honestly, tell you the truth, like, from the gameplay, it's not a huge learning curve. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
So I mean, Battlefield was more deeper than the first Battlefield, because I think they aim for more of the fun factor more than like a deep system where like you don't even customize your lasers or anything like that. No. It's just more like, here's your gun, move on.
But I mean, there's obviously a ton more heroes in it. They show Darth Maul, and I'm just like, oh man, this is gonna be awesome.
Fire Emblem Warriors. We got to see a little bit more of
There was
that
a demo for
gameplay.
this, wasn't there?
No, it's not. No, there's not one. Not for Switch yet. Mm-mm.
What game the hell was that I was
So
playing?
it might have been a game that's like Dynasty Warriors. Maybe it's Dragon Quest. Maybe
Yeah,
okay.
that's what it was.
Well,
That's what
Fire
it was.
Emblem. If you're a Fire Emblem fan, they're getting their own Dynasty Warrior treatment, and we're seeing here. This is now Fire Emblem. I mean, it's the Game of Thrones for Nintendo, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Dragon's a big influence, as you can see in the gameplay. But, I like Fire Emblem. I never really got too much into the series. I want to, but I'm a big fan of the characters. I mean, I mean, everybody here, probably likes Marth, Roy, Ike.
Ike's the best one just because his finisher in Smash is cool as shit.
Lucilia.
Yeah.
All this stuff. Are you guys Fire Emblem fans?
I've never really dove into the series. I've wanted to, but I do love the characters, from the game. So I don't know. Like I might actually play this without even playing a Fire Emblem game.
Right.
It just looks like it'll be really really good. Plus all the combos and stuff. Good
Cindy?
But
Lord.
and not only that, though, like, I mean, I'm the same. I've dabbled in it a little bit, but I've never really gotten, like, knee-deep into Fire Emblem at all. But, I also love, enjoy Dynasty Warriors. So, you kind of put something that I really enjoyed with something else that I'm not necessarily too familiar with. I don't feel like I'm going to miss anything. So I'd be willing, I would definitely
And
be
they
interested.
did a pretty good job of Hyrule Warriors. So I have
Yeah.
faith in them. They
Yeah.
can take another franchise from Nintendo and do something with it. It was crazy because they were working on a Star Fox idea and Nintendo didn't want them to do that. But now I kind of want to see what they would do with a Star Fox game. And so, but we're almost done wrapping this up. Arms gets a new character. Just throwing it out there. Lollipop. She's like a clown kind of character. You definitely have to check her out when you have a chance. Now, are you an Injustice 2 fan, Stone?
I haven't got to play Injustice 2 yet, but I do love the games.
Okay, just for let you know that Hellboy and Black Manta are coming,
I did see that trailer.
which was kind of interesting. And so
Hellboy, Black Mana, and Raiden.
there you go. There you
Yeah.
go. I mean, it's the same people that Mortal Kombat. So
Well, Sub-Zero's in the game.
oh, he is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Shows what I know. And then Player Unknown Battlegrounds is coming for Xbox. That is
That'll
a
be cool.
game that has sold 7 million copies.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of that's off of Steam
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
imagine it would be.
because that's where I got my copy was on Steam.
Oh,
'Cause
you have it.
Yeah, every once in a while, me and Michael will hop on and we'll.
Oh,
play.
okay. You like it?
It's fun. It's you got to be good with a mouse and keyboard. To
Oh, it's not controller.
I haven't tried it with a controller yet.
Is it acceptable?
I don't really know, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But we played. It's fun. It's fun. I'm sure once it comes to Xbox though, that'll. Maybe I should try the Xbox controller on my PC just to see if that works. But again, I would hope that that's a cross-platform thing too, because you can get all those PC people and
Oh, yeah.
Xbox people playing together too. But it's fun.
As of right now, no. It doesn't mention that it's
Okay.
controller. So, which, that's a bit of
That would
a.
be hard.
I kind of want to
Mouse
play it
and
with a
keyboard's
controller.
tricky. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm curious about this game. A game that's still not actually like release fully done kind of game. Is still kind of like they're still adding stuff. It's still an early access game. And so there's still some 7 million copies. I'm one of those. I think I'm one of those people right now. If I jump into that game, I'm probably gonna die immediately because people just know where everything is.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm
see,
not
that's-
safe.
And that's the thing.
I'd agree with that.
So everything, basically, you go in with nothing. You go into this giant battle map with nothing, and you have to find everything. It's not like Halo or something like that, where weapons spawn in the exact same spot every time on a map. Like it's a giant map, and everything is just kind of littered all over the place.
And that makes it worse now because the fact that first I gotta find a weapon
Yep.
while I'm trying to find something, everybody has something.
Well, but you also got to remember though, these maps are huge.
Yeah, but
So if you
I
get
guess,
far enough away from somebody, like you can load up before you really run into
okay, so
someone.
let me ask you this: if you were in that game for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
do you think honestly that you wouldn't know the spots that people would try to think to go
No.
to?
No,
That's what I'm worried about. Like, I'm gonna go in the house. Somebody already probably knows by watching me. I went in the house.
So here's the thing: like everyone jumps out of an airplane, all right, and you can be like, we're gonna go to the school. All right, so you start heading towards the school. You can see other people that are landing or in or around that school, so you can kind of adjust a little bit.
But are you going? Okay? Let me ask this: does the game always start with everybody coming in all at the same time, or am I jumping into something that everybody's already ahead of time?
Nope. When you get into a game and the game loads up, everyone's in an airplane. You choose when you want to jump out of the airplane to land in certain points.
Oh, okay.
But
I thought it was one of those things like people were already in there and you're just jumping in. Like, let's say I want to join a session. Do I just pop up or do I drop down?
No. You will always join a game that has just started, so you're not at a disadvantage. At least I've yet to have this, but so it makes me think you will not just join a game because that puts you at a huge disadvantage.
Okay, that's what I was wondering about.
And
I was
so,
like,
and again, the maps are really big.
Oh well, that answers all the rest of the questions. I was worried about like one of those games where you just jump in. And,
no.
And everybody's already already in the battle. So.
Everybody jumps out the airplane. You can jump out at different times, but everyone starts off at the exact same point and exact same time.
Okay. And how long does these matches go?
They can go for a while. But the nice thing about it is the map, after certain periods of time, gets smaller. And it gets smaller and it gets smaller. So it's people that are still playing, they all end up getting pushed together till eventually they all either, the killing happens a little more rapidly.
Okay.
So it really just depends. But the nice thing about it is when you die, right, if you're playing by yourself, when you die, you can just exit because you're dead. There's no reason for you to stay in the game anymore.
Can you spectate?
If you're in a group, like if the three of us are playing and I die, I can watch you two. As soon as you two go down, we can all exit, start a new game.
Okay. Okay. So, and I think this game is time exclusive. I don't think it's like permanent exclusive. So this could come to PS4 in the future, but right now, for people that want to play with a controller, you're probably going to have to invest in an Xbox, or for the Xbox people, you're just going to have to wait for that edition to come out. I think they're coming out this holiday.
Oh, okay.
Because really right now, Microsoft don't really have big hitters coming out.
No.
They're bringing this console out, but there's not a lot of big hitters. But they are enhancing a lot of their games that are already out on there, which is cool. I mean, I expect that, right? I mean, if you're going to make this console big, you need to upgrade the rest of these games with them. So
right.
And, that's fine and all. But, with Crackdown got pushed back to 2018, which why the heck did you announce it earlier like it was coming? And that ruined my bet. Because I said every game that got announced there was going to come out that year. And Crackdown got pushed back. So I was quite upset. But that is basically the end of our show. So we got a little bit taste of Gamescom. This year was a little bit, I don't know, it was okay. I mean, last year I think it was more of a banger because Sony brought out more guns,
right,
than anything. Nintendo brought a little bit, and Microsoft brought more big guns. But this year it was kind of more of like, you kind of already know. And also there's a lot of transitions going on, I think, this year. A lot of people were getting new consoles in, and then a lot of developers were pushing a lot of games back to get ready for this console and everything. But what are you guys' thoughts before we get out of here?
I thought it was pretty good. There weren't like a ton of heavy hitters at all for this specifically, but I think the games that they did show were actually really good. And I'm excited for a couple of them. So overall, I think it was pretty good.
Cindy?
Yeah, I mean, I'd agree. It was pretty good. It was, there was some really, strong ones in there, but not enough, but not too many that it seemed overpowering.
Right.
To the gamer, to the market in general. But I mean, overall, I think it was pretty good.
I think game of the show, though, I think Mario Odyssey won it again, by the way.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I think it won game of the show again there.
Of course.
So
I think that's like one of the more highly anticipated Mario games.
You know what's crazy?
Aside from the Mario and Rabbids.
I was listening to IGN, and they were talking about, like, you forget that Zelda also came out, and it's like this year, and it's like, crap. Like, they're going to be competing, like, who's the game of the year, right? And it's like, crap, man.
And I think Mario Odyssey gets the advantage because of how early Zelda came out.
Zelda's still
too.
that.
Because by the time Odyssey comes out, people are in more or less could have forgotten about Legend by that point.
But
I'm not saying,
but Season Pass is still going. There's still stuff with it.
True. And obviously, I'm not saying that it's a bad game. What I'm saying is, by the time Mario Odyssey comes out, everybody to that point will either have played it, beaten it,
done it all,
or they know of the game and have seen it and have experienced a little bit of it.
Yeah.
So when Mario Odyssey comes out, this is a whole new shebang.
And well, not only that, but it's practically a whole new Mario. in
Right,
some
exactly.
Right.
So I'm not saying
It's going to
that-
be close. I'll put it
right.
like that.
I'm not saying that Mario wins. Definitely. I'm just saying that Mario at this point now has a slight advantage due to the fact that it didn't come out as early, and we're still getting hyped about it because it's still not out yet.
Yeah.
Right. Well, so, but for our listeners, I want to thank you so much for hanging out with us, John Stone, Cindy, and definitely check out our pages, Facebook and whatnot. We mentioned it earlier in our show, and definitely check out Cindy's Twitch page. I mean, she's streaming. What is your schedule like on your streaming? Like what?
Weekends primarily.
Are you more in the early or more in the evening?
Unless something goes on, usually Saturdays I work on like 6:30, so I'll stream in the morning or
Okay.
early afternoon, and then after I get home, and then on Sundays it's in the evening.
Okay.
Sometimes until early morning, like 12, 1, 2 a.m. just depends.
Okay. And then definitely check out our YouTube page. I'll be posting the video of our footage from the Summer Madness, it's just so you guys can get a little glimpse of what that particular tournament was about, and so you can be aware of more tournaments coming up. And definitely leave a review in our on our iTunes and Podbean and Stitcher and other places that you can find our show on. We're gamers just like you, just trying to push this show and just build a more gaming community. I mean, we have more guests coming in. I mean, there's I think in a couple of months we'll be having an interview with Stacy from the Arcade Art Show that's coming up in November. That's going to be pretty cool. We got more of like competition gamers coming through, more of more special celebrity gamers coming through, basically. Since we're bi-weekly, and then of course our 100 episodes almost here.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Getting there.
Yeah,
100 already almost?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be November 11th. It's gonna be our 100 episode. So
Wow.
we're trying to do something.
something
Yeah,
special.
yeah. We're trying, or schedule an event. Maybe it might not land on our 100 episode, but we need to do something to celebrate our 100 episode.
Yeah,
right, Stone?
absolutely.
And so, but with that, listeners, we will catch y'all next time.